Hey fellow travelers, Mark here with Wolters. We're in Madrid, Spain, in the Iberian Peninsula. If you're not sure what Iberia is, that's Spain and Portugal, okay? And today what we have for you are 5 things you're gonna love and hate about Iberia, so that Portugal-Spain combination. Because yes, there are quite a few differences between the two, but there's some things that kind of go across the lines. So let's get started. You know, I like the bad news first, so the 5 things you're not gonna like about traveling in Iberia. The first thing you're not gonna like is more of a reason why you come here. You come here for the sun and the beach and all these kind of things, and you'll see that the sunblock, anything for protecting you from the sun or anything tourist related is super overpriced. So you think you're coming here for this great deal, and you are in a lot of ways, hotels and food and stuff like that, but in terms of tourist stuff, getting your surfing stuff, getting your sunblock or your swimsuit, you will get overcharged for those. So make sure you bring those from home, like your flip-flops and stuff like that. I know it's silly, but that's just one of those little tiny things that you know what out of me. The second thing you're not gonna like when you come to Iberia is the language barrier. Now, in Spain and Portugal, if you go to small villages, very few people will speak English. Now, young people will. And you go to big cities, you should be okay in Portugal. In Spain, even in the big cities, you will have a language barrier, so it's really a good idea to learn some of the basics of Portuguese or Spanish before you go. And we have videos on those, you know, basic Portuguese and basic Spanish, because it can make a big difference. Because the people are fantastic and they want to help, but they just can't communicate with you. And that language barrier can really cause some problems, like if you get sick or if you're trying to buy something or if you have some food allergies. So that's one thing that can really get in the way of you enjoying Iberia as much as you can. The third thing you're not going to like about coming to Iberia is it's kind of overrun with German and English tourists, because the financial crisis has been horrible to Spain and Portugal. Huge unemployment, lots of people lost their jobs. Things are not really good economically here. And the thing is, the Germans and English are coming in droves, buying up stuff, coming here for cheap vacations. I mean, Lisbon has been voted the best European weekend destination for a few years running. And the thing they say is, it's so cheap. Well, for the locals, it's not. And with that, you have all the Germans and all the English there, especially if you go to Costa del Sol. Costa del Sol is like the south of Spain, or the Algarve in the south of Portugal. And you don't really get to see any of the Portuguese or the Spanish. All you see are drunk Germans and Swedes and English people being silly, you know, when they're there. So that's one of the things you might not like about coming here. That's why I suggest to go to places like Porto, going to places like Zaragoza, even here in Madrid. There are a lot of tourists, but you don't get like the drunk idiot tourists like you do in the beach resorts in Iberia. Next on our list is the thing you're not gonna like is stuff randomly closes here. Yes, we've heard about the siesta in Spain, but in Portugal, well, the kitchens close in the restaurants from 3 to 7. Yes, they're open the whole time for my Portuguese friends, but you can't get your risorda at 4 in the afternoon. So you need to realize is check the times when the kitchens are open and when the stores are open, because sometimes here in Spain, they close from 2 to 5. Okay, or the restaurants close from 3 to 7. So you need to make sure you realize those time frames, because if you're trying to eat and have your life the same as you do back home, you might need to adjust your timetables. Eat dinner later, or go to the store and get some snacks for your dinner time if you need something then, okay? And the last thing you're gonna hate about coming here is it's one of those like restaurant culture things, you know? In Spain, you come here and you go for the tapas, right? Well, you order your tapas, like, oh, I want croquettes. They bring you croquettes, and you think it's the tapas for 3 euros. Oh, no, they got you the ración, which is 8 euros. You're like, oh man. Or in Portugal, when you sit down, you know, in the US and the UK, they put something on the table, it's usually free. Here in Portugal, the olives, the bread and butter, all that stuff, you have to pay extra for. And sometimes you actually pay more for the starter thing sitting on the plate than you actually do for your own food. So be careful with those things. If you want a tapas version, a small plate, you say tapas here in Spain. And in Portugal, they put the stuff on your table, you say, no, I don't want it, because you'll have to pay for it if you even touch it, okay? So those are the things you're not gonna like about going to Iberia. Personally, I love it. I've lived 5 years in Portugal. I've traveled all over Spain. I love them both. I can't say which one's better because they're both better, okay? So let's go into things you're gonna love about coming to Iberia, because it is a fantastic place. The first thing, and the reason why most people come, is the weather and the beaches that go along with that and all these things. You can be outside longer during the year. You can enjoy things. Look, t-shirts, shorts. Back home in Illinois, they're still wearing their winter jackets, okay? So you get to have this great weather with sun and all kinds of stuff. Go to the beach, enjoy being outdoors so much longer and so much better than other places in Europe that you'll just love it. The second thing you're gonna love about coming to Iberia is the prices. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, Spain and Portugal are significantly cheaper than England, Germany, France, or the US. So it's a great destination for your pocketbook. You've got these great culture stuff here, you got great museums, you got great people, all this stuff, and an affordable price. How can you beat that, okay? So that's the next thing you're gonna love, is the price and the cost of actually being here. The third thing you're gonna love about coming to Iberia are the small villages. Going to the Rondas, going to the Averos, going to, the Obiduses in Portugal. You go to these small towns and you really get to see the culture and experience the festivals there. You go to Tomar where they have the ladies with the balancing stuff on their hats every couple of years. And you got all these fantastic cultural things in these small villages you can check out. And that's one of the things is, yes, Iberia has fantastic cities. Lisbon, awesome. I wouldn't have lived there 5 years, so I didn't love it. Madrid, fantastic. Barcelona, dude, it's Barcelona. It's awesome, okay? But you gotta get out and check out those small villages to see the culture, see the people, and really get the really homemade food, so then you can just say, wow, Spanish food is fantastic. Because you eat paella here in Madrid, dude, it's a ripoff. They're nailing you because you're a tourist. Go to the villages, have the paella made by abuela, and everything will be okay. The fourth thing you're gonna love about coming to Iberia are the people. They are super friendly, and even if they don't speak English, they will still try to communicate to you, and they will communicate with you. I mean, they're friendly, they're helpful, they'll give you directions, and if they know you speak a little bit of Portuguese or a little bit of Spanish, they'll even be more fantastic. And that's one of the things is, I always come back to Portugal, I always come back to Spain because the people are wonderful. No matter if I go to a tapas bar, go to my hotel, or wherever, the people are really helpful and nice, and I just really enjoy that, and they want to help me enjoy their country more than anywhere else. And that's one thing is I just love the people here in Iberia. And the fifth thing you're going to love about coming to Iberia is the food. Whether it's the croquettes de jamon here at the tapas bars, or the calamari and stuff in Madrid, or if you go to Portugal and you have the fish there. I mean, the seafood all over Iberia is fantastic. The black pork in Portugal, the food here, the paella, the real paella kind of stuff. The food and the seafood here is amazing. And at an affordable cost. I mean, how can you beat that? Great taste and less hurting your wallet. So those are the 5 things that I love and hate about visiting Iberia. If you want to learn more about visiting Iberia, the top 10 places to visit in Iberia or in Spain or in Portugal, or 5 things you love and hate about Spain or Portugal or whatever, check us out at our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook, and we appreciate your likes and subscriptions. And if you have anything you love or hate, or don't agree with me, or do agree with me about this video, please leave it in the comment section below, okay? So thank you, and adios, or adeus in Portuguese, from Madrid at the Plaza Mayor. Adios.